You're back. Great timing. I've got a brand new budget find that I want to share with you today that may just surprise you. And that, my friend, will be the Tecgear Sentinel 2K webcam. So this is the second Tecgear webcam that we will be reviewing. The first, which we reviewed previously, was a 1080p webcam that retails for about $20 and it completely blew our mind for the value per dollar that it delivers. But it's not the focus for today, so I won't talk so much about it. You can find a link to that video in the description below, or otherwise at the end of this video I'll put a link there as well. So the Sentinel 2K webcam, as its name has said it all, is basically a QHD 2K webcam 2560 by 1440p that is designed to give you sharper and clearer videos. And to give you the price up front, it is retailing about 51 Singapore dollars, and by simple conversion about 38 US dollars, which is once again an extremely value for money addition that you can include to your work from home setup or your live stream setup that can significantly improve your visual presentations in 2K. And at 2K QHD, this is an impactful increase in webcam performance compared to the 720p webcams that's being used in most laptops today. To keep this review video short and sweet, I have broken down the video into 5 key sections. Firstly, we will touch on what the Sentinel 2K webcam can offer you. And second, we'll discuss the features and specifications of the webcam in details. In the third section, we will test how the webcam performs in terms of visual and audio. For the fourth section, I'll do a side-by-side comparison with the Razer Kiyo. I'll explain later on why I chose the Razer Kiyo to make that comparison. And in the last section, you will want to stay tuned to the last section because that's where we will discuss the points to help you decide if the Sentinel 2K is the webcam for you. Now, before I get started, I would suggest that you take 3 seconds to minimize this window, scroll down to the subscribe button and click on that subscribe button, as we've got more crazy tech that we want to share with you at amazing prices. Now, with the Sentinel 2K, you get a QHD 1440p webcam, which can perform up to 30 frames per second refresh rate, which is more than sufficient for video calls and live streams. It also comes with autofocus and low light correction capabilities, a built-in microphone, and an 81.6 degree field of view, which is a lot wider than the 69 degrees field of view of its predecessor, which is the Sentinel 1080p webcam. Now, a wider field of view can give a sense of vastness in the space behind you and create depth in the visual. This is similar to when you use your mobile phone to shoot a picture in normal mode versus wide angle modes. Although, to be honest, in a webcam, this can work for you or against you. If you have a great room setup behind you that you are working from home from, or you are live streaming from, and you have put in effort to prep the background in your room, then you will love and appreciate the wider field of view in this webcam. But if you have a background that you are not keen to showcase, all is not lost, because there are a lot of applications that you can use that allows you to zoom in to your face and crop out most of the background behind you. Or in some video call apps, basically allows you to blur out your background or replace your background with a static image. The Sentinel 2K is also a plug-and-play webcam, which means that if you've got a corporate laptop that is administrator controlled, you will still be able to use this webcam, as there is no software required to be downloaded for it to work. In the box, there is an included 1.5 meters cable which allows you to connect to the webcam via USB-C, with a USB-A on the other end to connect to your laptop or PC. This detachable cable is an upgrade we see in the Sentinel 2K webcam, as in its 1080p predecessor, the webcam cable is non-detachable. This makes the Sentinel 2K easily portable to store in your bag and bring it along with you wherever you may need to. This webcam also has 2 joints which are tight enough to hold the webcam to an angle you desire, and it has this nice velvet material on the undersides which helps to prevent scratches to the monitor surface you attach to whenever you move the webcam. At the bottom, this webcam also supports the use of tripod if you prefer. Also, you may have noticed this white ring around the front of the webcam, and for many of you, this may remind you of the Razer Kiyo, and similar to that, this is indeed a built-in ring light on the webcam, which has 3 different modes offering 3 different color temperature modes to make you appear brighter in dim rooms. This little black button on the bottom of the ring light is the touchpad that allows you to toggle through the 3 modes without having to move the webcam. So this is what the Tecgear Sentinel 2K webcam looks like. I've set all the settings to the midpoint so that we can have a good gauge of how this webcam actually performs. Colors wise, as you can see, I think it is quite well distributed. The 81.6 degrees field of view really captures a lot of the background, and if that's not what you intend for, there are always applications for you to zoom in on your webcam or crop off all the background that you do not want others to see. Now this webcam has got autofocus, and it is really interesting because the autofocus is not constantly looking for me. It's found me, obviously. You can see it focused on me right now. And if I were to move around, it captures me. So drastic movements, it starts to look for me again. It tries to autofocus on me again. But if I were just to turn around, look here and there, it's still focused on me. It doesn't constantly search for me. And given the fact that I have a moving background monitor, Tristan's seat is always turning and moving as he games, the autofocus is still on me. And I think that's very nice. And if I were to put something in the foreground before my face, you realize that the autofocus continues to be on me, and my hand that I've placed in the foreground continues to be not off focus, so it's a little bit blur as you see it. So if I were to move my hand to block my face, the webcam would try to focus on my hand and bokeh out the rest of the background. That's really very interesting how it does that. Back to my face. Now if you were to compare how the Sentinel 2K webcam performs against pricier webcams, here we have a side-by-side comparison with the Razer Kiyo webcam. I've clearly indicated which webcam is which, and of course I will try to focus on the Tecgear Sentinel 2K if that helps. And you might be wondering why I picked the Razer Kiyo webcam. The main reason is because they look really similar externally, although the Razer Kiyo streams only in Full HD 1080p at 30 frames per second, whereas the Sentinel 2K is actually a 2K webcam. But they do have the same field of view at 81.6 degrees, which will then give us a very similar look and feel visually. Now I've got both webcam settings adjusted to a midpoint so that we have a consistent comparison between the two. First look wise, if I look at the Razer Kiyo versus the Sentinel 2K webcam, the Razer Kiyo appears to be significantly brighter with a more saturated color field. Now I'm not really concerned about saturation, about brightness, because both of which can be adjusted in settings. I'll adjust it later on just to show it to you, but for now let's compare things based on midpoint settings. Visually, you can also see that on the Sentinel 2K webcam, my features and even wrinkles appear a lot more defined than I do on the Razer Kiyo. And this is what 2K is about, right? As opposed to 1080p. Of course, the Kiyo gives me a filtered look. I look like I've got some add filter that makes my face look very artificial. Don't really look like me. I look too perfect. And what we must not forget is the Razer Kiyo is priced at 159 Singapore dollars versus the Sentinel 2K at 51 Singapore dollars. With the Razer Kiyo, you can actually adjust the brightness of the ring light. It is a dial, and then you can turn it to the brightness that you desire. This is not possible with the Sentinel 2K. What it actually does with the Sentinel 2K is that it allows you to adjust 3 modes of brightness and with a little bit of color temperature differences, but that's about it. Now that may make the Razer Kiyo feels like it is justified for that price, but actually, if I try to switch on the ring light, this is the dimmest of the ring light that I can switch on. And on both the Sentinel 2K webcam as well as the Razer Kiyo webcam, you can see that I look a little bit overexposed. And if I were to switch it to the maximum brightness, I am extremely overexposed on the Razer Kiyo. So in other words, to be very honest, I've never used the ring light on the Razer Kiyo. Never. Mainly because it just doesn't work. It always overexposes me. I'm better off switching on a light at the back of my room. Now, if we look at the Sentinel 2K and switch on the 3 modes of lighting, this is the dimmest light that we can have. This is what it looks like. If I were to switch it on a little bit brighter, this is how I look like. And if I were to switch it on to the highest, brightest mode, this is how I look. I think I look really good. There's no way that the ring light were to overexpose me, and I really appreciate that, because what's the point of having a light that's supposed to lit me up when I'm in a slightly dim room? Sometimes you set yourself for streaming and you've left your windows open to get the lights in, and if you pass the evening, the light condition changes and there's no way for you to quickly adjust it. I think most people would feel that it may be more efficient to have the flexibility to adjust the dial to the brightness that you desire, but actually you just need it in 3 modes and it works perfectly fine. Yeah, the key thing is not to come out looking overexposed, and in this instance, even on the brightest mode, I look okay on the Razer Kiyo webcam as well as the Sentinel 2K webcam. Switching it off, look okay as well. So nice. You see the difference, right? If I were to switch it across the 3 dials. Vis-a-vis, I were to turn the Razer Kiyo on. Oh, sorry. This is the dimmers, and you can see I'm out of focus. I'm so bright on the Razer Kiyo webcam that I'm out of focus. It's not able to focus on me properly. You see that? Now I'm properly focused because I'm able to block off some of the light, but the moment the light is on me, yeah. And then if I were to turn it on brighter, I am going blind. This is the brightest, and then we tune it back down. Actually, this light looks good for me on the 2K webcam, the Sentinel 2K webcam. Look at how sharp and how clear I look on 1440p. Of course, you can see my eye bags and my wrinkles, but this is part of a review, man. These are things that we do. And it's called aging glamorously. There you go.
Okay, so this is what the Tecgear Sentinel 2K webcam microphone sounds like. I think it's a little bit fuzzy. I can hear some background noise that's coming from the PC behind and the PC next to me, as well as air conditioning we have in the house. And of course it's a little bit soft, otherwise you would have heard the sound effects coming from Tristan as he's gaming. I'm not sure about you, but I generally do not use the microphones on the webcams, mainly because when I'm on work video calls, it's private conversation, so I always have the earphones on and use the microphone on the earphone. Or when I'm gaming, streaming and so forth, I always have a headset on, so I use the microphone on the headset as well. And by now I would have spoken enough to give you a good sense of what the Sentinel 2K microphone sounds like. Now if we were to switch over to the Kiyo microphone. This is what the Kiyo microphone sounds like. I'm not going to be able to tell because right now I'm just doing the recording of the sounds, but we'll look back at it later on and we'll see how it goes. Now before I end this, let me quickly show you how I can enhance the Sentinel 2K webcam settings such that it can appear better. Now I've made some changes to the settings on the Sentinel 2K webcam. I think this is how I probably would prefer my webcam settings to look like. A little bit on the less saturated side, still bright enough and slightly vintage looking, not a crazy span of colors to go around, still looking sharp and crispy, and that's about it. So now let's go back to the actual video and discuss more. Now we've covered the features and specs of the Sentinel 2K webcam, and right now the question to address really is this webcam for you? If you are using a 720p and lower webcam and you intend to live stream, then the answer is a straightforward yes. Since this webcam will give you a significant boost in terms of graphic quality, and you know that you will need that quality edge as a live streamer. Similarly, if you are using a 720p or lower webcam and you are often engaging stakeholders or clients via video calls for work, then I'd say, bro, it's just $50 to make yourself stand out crisp and clear, looking more professional, since everyone else, including your boss, is looking a little bit more fuzzy in their 720p webcam. Now, what I also find interesting is that once again, Tecgear has thrown in our face another high value per dollar product. This time a 2K 2560 by 1440p webcam with built-in ring light for less than $50 US. It is just allowing masses to have access to what manufacturers would price only for a segment of the masses that's got deeper pockets. All I can say right now is that Tecgear, you're the man, don't stop what you're doing. Now, if I'm Tecgear and I want to ace the webcam game, what I do is that I will throw in a simple UI desktop software application
to use specifically with these Sentinel webcams. Not just to allow very basic webcam stuff like background blur or to replace your background with a static image, which is already widely available in several apps, but instead to feature a range of filters. Filters for what you've captured in the autofocus. So for example, the autofocus captures my face, then the filter applies to my face. Because we know that within the settings of the webcam, there's limitations to what you can adjust in terms of brightness, gamma, gain, saturation, and so forth. And if they are able to incorporate filters very much like May 2 app or B612 app, that you're able to use presets to make your face look flawless, or even fake makeup. So if you actually just woke up, you put on a filter, it looks like you've got proper makeup on your face, good enough to do a video call for work. I'd say this would at least buy all the ladies for sure to turn up for work from home without actually having a real speck of makeup on their face. That's a good market to capture, really. Or rather, I'm just saying. Anyway, I've got links to this product in the description if you'd like to know more. Otherwise, I would politely ask you to scroll down to the subscribe button and click on it if you'd like to hear more from me. I don't have any immediate avenue to express my appreciation for all of you out there who have subscribed to me, but I truly want you to know that I am grateful for your support for my content as I take baby steps to grow as a content creator. You take care now, and I will see you in the next one.